West, you've been blessed by the best. West up. It's West Coast Wednesday, man. All right, got a couple of things on this West Coast Wednesday I want to discuss. First, Domestic Violence Awareness and Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October, right? So, Domestic Violence Awareness and Breast Cancer Awareness Month is next month. I would like to, for my West Coast Wednesdays, have at least 3 sisters who will be able to bless us with something as it pertains to either domestic violence or breast cancer, right? Either your authentic word on how you survive breast cancer or domestic violence, or how you know someone who is living in it and needs support, and whatever the case may be, whatever God puts on your heart to be able to lay at the feet of the people, please do. I will have a word on domestic violence myself as it pertains to a man and how it's impacted me both positively and negatively, right? And so, next month, if you want to participate and be a part of the movement, West Coast Wednesday movement, and you have a word on domestic violence or breast cancer, inbox me, DM me, we can chop it up and figure it out. And then, we'll make sure you make that happen. So, but for my West Coast Wednesday word, man, I had a few different thoughts because, I haven't done this since July 7th, right? I've had other voices, other features, right? Other people on with different voices, with different experiences, a different word. And I love that. I love to be able to hear other people's perspectives so that, one, that my voice doesn't get drowned out. It's easy when you hear somebody week in and week out to drown their voices out. So for me, it's important to have other voices, not only that my voice won't be drowned out, but that you can hear other perspectives, because Alvin's perspective is only a slither of the amount of information, the knowledge and wealth of whatever it is, intelligence that there is in this world. So if you want to be a part of the movement, you want to represent West Coast Wednesday, and you think you have something to say, man, look, man, no words too great or too small to be a part of this movement. But today, I want to talk about Snoop Dogg, right? I was going to talk about transitions. I was going to talk about this, but Snoop Dogg is who I want to talk about. And I don't know why Snoop popped in my head last night. I don't even listen to hip hop. I didn't watch the Ja Rule and Big Pun or Big whoever it was, Fat Joe. I didn't watch that versus, that wasn't me, but I did watch Jadakiss kill them boys, the verses before last. So anyways, so I was thinking about Snoop, and I was thinking about his speech, that he did for the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I started to chuckle because when he did that speech, man, the first part was good. Thank God, thank my wife, thank my family, thank my mama, thank the hood, thank Death Row, thank Dog Pound, thank Dr. Dre, thank Suge Knight, thank everybody, NWA, Ice Cube, thank everybody. Then he said, lastly, and when he said this last part, man, I was like, oh man, this is why I don't mess with Snoop. He crazy, he wild. I don't, I'm not a Snoop Dogg fan, right? I'm from the old Snoop. I love the old Snoop. That's why I can't listen to hip hop, because I love gangster rap. But the old Snoop, I can mess with. The new Snoop, oh man, you know what I'm saying? He be doing too much, right? And so he's like, man, I want to thank myself. I'm the one. And I'm like, oh man, right? So my perspective on it was, man, this dude is cocky, he's arrogant, whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. But my perspective wasn't necessarily the right perspective. As I matured in my thinking and understanding exactly what he was saying, I was like, man, maybe the reason why that rubbed me the wrong way in that moment is because I wasn't walking in purpose. I wasn't walking out what God had called me to do. He already thanked God. Without God, nothing was possible for him to do. But he had to do something. He had to get up in the middle of the night. He had to deal with Suge Knight and all them Bloods. He had to deal with the industry and all the politics in the industry. He had to deal with the beef that was brewing between Death Row and Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre he had to deal with almost losing his wife because he was out there. He had to deal with all that stuff. He had to still get out and get something. He had to go on the show with Martha Stewart. He had to reinvent himself over 20 years. He had to do all that. He still had to be relevant enough to whereas people still respect his voice, and he can still get on the verses and still be popping and still be lit and still be that. And he had to do all that. He had to. in the midst of everything else that was going on in his personal life and dealing being a dad and all this other kind of stuff that he was dealing with. He had to get up every day and make it happen. So now I get it. I didn't get it before. I was like, man, this man's a fool. He's arrogant. No, he wasn't arrogant. The issue was that Alvin wasn't getting up every day and doing what Snoop did to make sure that he was respected, relevant, and real through it all. Say what you want to say. And the reason why I don't like Snoop is because, you know, he did a lot of gimmicks, right? But you have to reinvent yourself. The Martha Stewart thing, he was still Snoop, still silly, still goofy, still, 21st Street, the worst street, you know what I'm saying? Still 2-1. He was still cripping and all that kind of stuff. So, I just don't like the fact that, he did all that, right? That's just my personal thing. But it kept him relevant. He would still be able to sit down and do a song with, this guy and that guy. He would still be able to maneuver and do a television show and do a podcast and still be on worldwide tours and still, why should I hate on that? So my apologies, Snoop, for my lack of understanding and lack of wisdom as it pertains to you deciding to get up every day, get out and give something, all right? You got up, got out, and you got something, right? Every day. So salute to you. Now for us, what are you getting out to go get? Will you be able to thank yourself? God wakes you up every day with a brand new opportunity, what we call brand new mercies, to fulfill your purpose, to do something great. God didn't create anything that doesn't have the ability to be great. You can look at the trees and the birds and the flowers, the animals. They all have the ability to walk in their purpose, to be great. Greatness is not about what we call success. Greatness is about fulfilling your purpose, what God has put you here for. Everyone has the ability to be great, but will you be able to thank yourself because you did everything you needed to do in order to fulfill the purpose God had for you? Will you be able to, at the end of your life, look back at your life and say, you know what? God, thank you for allowing me to do that. Thank you, God, for allowing me to do that. But will you sit on all your greatness and all of the great things that you were supposed to do? Will they go to the grave with you? That's it, man. You think about that. Get up, get out, and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass you by. Get up, get out, and get something. Because you and I got to do for you and I as we get from what we get from up high. That's it on this West Coast Wednesday. It's good to see y'all. As always, you already know what it is. Stay blessed. Stay west.